Have you ever wondered why stories are divided into arcs? At first, it seems like pacing, one conflict ending and another beginning. But arcs are also a storytelling technique. They decide what is revealed to us and what has to wait. Kubo doesn't just delay answers, he holds them back, waiting for the right arc to reveal them. With Ichigo, the pattern is clear. Every revelation about his race is held back until its payoff. In Bleach, this technique is deliberate. Arcs don't just throw Ichigo into new conflicts, they reveal an aspect of his race he has not yet faced. Kubo builds this pattern deliberately, each major arc tied to one of Bleach's races: Shinigami, Hollow, Fullbringer, and Quincy, unfolding them one by one. And every time, that reveal comes through one of his friends. Rukia gives him the power to become a Shinigami. Orihime draws him into the conflict with Hollows. Chad ties him to the Fullbringers, and Uryu forces him to confront his Quincy bloodline. Each of them was a catalyst, revealing a different aspect of who Ichigo is. It's not only how Kubo structures the arcs, but also how he hides clues in the art itself. What looks like an artistic choice often carries hidden meaning. Even the smallest visual elements, like font design, can reveal something about the Bleach universe. And when those elements shift, you start to realize even visuals can function as storytelling. Ever wondered about Bleach's character typography? How each race had its own unique font, a visual clue that set them apart. And with the Visored, the change makes it clear how important fonts really are. What changes when the Visored undergo Hollowfication? The font shifts. It's subtle, but once you notice it, the change feels deliberate. As Shinigami, it's written in brushstrokes, but after Hollowfication, the dual fonts highlight them as hybrids, a visual way of showing they are part Shinigami, part Hollow. It's not just a design choice, but a way to show that something new had been introduced. It's one of the ways Kubo lets the art carry meaning alongside the story. When you look at Ichigo's font, isn't it unique? A visual clue to his mixed bloodline? And when it comes to Ichigo's inner circle, everyone is more than they seem because Kubo uses their revelations as part of the world building. Have you thought about Uryu? His font is that of a Quincy, yet it reflects who he really is. A mixed-blooded Quincy, which makes you wonder, shouldn't a pure-blood Quincy have a different font? What about Orihime and Chad? They are considered Fullbringers, yet their powers didn't awaken the same way executions did. Isn't it curious that Kubo never assigned a font to the Fullbringers, leaving Orihime's as the only trace of how one might appear on the page? So why did Kubo stop assigning fonts in the Fullbring and Quincy arcs? Could that be deliberate? As if Kubo left the pattern unfinished on purpose? And maybe that very omission points us toward the one character whose origins remain unanswered. Rukia Kuchiki, the only unanswered exception. An anomaly even when it comes to her sword, white unlike any other Shinigami. Her name appears in a brushstroke, a Shinigami race font, yet her origin race font is never assigned. That likely isn't absence, but it's disguise, an indirect assignment pointing to a race already in the story. And when you remember that Rukia and her sister Hisana were once humans, the possibilities are limited. She may fall into one of two categories, Fullbringer or Quincy. And when you look closely at the hints in the manga, the balance seems to tip toward Quincy. And that's a puzzle I'll be piecing together in a future video. Interestingly, the pattern doesn't stop with her. the closer you look, the more you notice what isn't there. Which makes you wonder if Kubo was this careful with Rukia. Who else in Ichigo's inner circle might still have a story left untold? 4 friends, 4 conflicts, and yet one story remains hidden. A character who's been there from the beginning, and yet a visual clue in his design has never been explained. A question left unanswered, from the very start it set him apart. And if you look closely, its design resembles the giant arm of the Hell Warden shown as early as Chapter 12, a detail Kubo left unresolved, almost as if its meaning was being saved for later. His character design, along with the fact that he's the only one with just a Shinigami font in the group, unlike Rukia, who was assigned a double font, makes him the most likely candidate to be connected to Hell within Ichigo's inner circle. Could it be that just as Kubo kept Rukia's origin hidden, Renji's arc isn't left out, just held back for something the story hasn't reached yet? And what threatens the Bleach universe's stability now, if not Hell, with the final noble Shinigami family still being withheld? And if Kubo is holding them back, doesn't that suggest they're meant to be tied to someone important? And in this case, the most likely candidate is Renji, the one within Ichigo's inner circle whose story remains untold. And those subtle hints linking Renji to Hell? They'll have to wait for a video of their own. But as the puzzle pieces begin to fall into place, notice what's missing in Ichigo's group. A pure-blood Quincy, and a Shinigami tied to Hell. Could Rukia and Renji be the missing pieces of that puzzle? 6 hearts beat as one, a phrase that defined their bond. But if 2 of those hearts still carry secrets, if their origins and bloodlines remain hidden, can we really say the story of the 6 is complete? Thank you for watching. Do you think stories ever truly end? Or do they always leave us searching? One story at a time, one sip at a time, until next time.